Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what advice Spirit has for you for your next chapter. To do this reading, I have 4 piles. I'm going to add the crystals and I'll be right back. And here I've added the crystals. For pile 1, we have this turquoise crystal. For pile 2, we have this desert rose selenite. For pile 3, we have this rainbow moonstone. And for pile 4, we have this Botswana agate. Pick whichever pile number, and or crystal is calling you most, and that is going to be your reading. If you are struggling to pick a pile, or maybe you would like more clarity, something that I do that helps me is close my eyes, take a deep breath, and bring this question to mind. Spirit, what advice do you have for me for my next chapter? And if you want advice to about a specific next chapter, so like your love life, career, something like that, then bring that in mind. Open your eyes and see where your eyes are first drawn to, and that should help you. And yeah, timestamps will be listed down below, along with the decks that I use. That's always in the description box. And if you'd like to connect with me further, go ahead and keep watching. Otherwise, you can skip ahead to your piles and watch your readings. Hello to those of you who would love to connect deeper. I would love to know, how do you overcome the resistance that you feel when starting something new, or when entering a new chapter, or bringing in new energy? Because like for me, I notice that when I'm shifting into a new state of being, or into a new chapter, or into something like that, typically the old like identity or the old chapter creates some resistance, specifically because it's my comfort zone, or it's what I've been, specifically because that's what I've known. It's been most comfortable, and so changing out of that, I've noticed, tends to cause resistance. And something that I like to do to work through that resistance is, anytime I notice it popping up, I take a deep breath and let myself relax. Anytime I see that cropping up, or anytime I see that coming back up, I'll take a deep breath and remind myself that this resistance is coming from the old identity, and it's okay. It's safe to let it go. It's safe to move into this new thing, that I have all the skills and abilities to move into this new thing, and this resistance isn't a bad thing. It's showing me that a new chapter is starting, or a new thing is starting, and that I'm actually entering that new thing. And usually by talking myself out of it after taking a deep breath, it helps. But I also like to just remind myself, or like have a reward system in place, so that way I don't fall back into like the old habits or old routines. So what does that look like for you? I'd love to know, and maybe that's something you'd like to think about privately. But now let's get into your readings. Hello pile 1, how are you doing? You've chosen this turquoise crystal, and I'm going to keep it right here. Actually, I'll keep it right here. I would love to know, what are some ways you overcome the resistance that may pop up when you're entering a new chapter, a new cycle, or when you're beginning something new, or you're trying to bring in a new identity? Yeah, if you wanted to hear my answer, you can check out the intro. Now let's get into your cards. I did get a few messages right off the bat of letting go of distractions that are only feeding your senses and possibly keeping you from your inner truth and sitting with yourself. I felt like this was Spirit asking you to be more intentional with your time. And while distractions have their place, like, I feel like Spirit is asking you to be more intentional with your time when you're engaging in like those activities, like when you're scrolling on your phone, or when you're watching something, or things like that. Like being more intentional about it, so you don't end up wasting hours of your time doing it. But yeah, let's get into your cards here. So we have Durga, Sita, happiness, whale, and then so this card is a card that I just took off the top of your deck. We have the moon, and I'm also noticing a lot of like feminine energy right off the bat. I kind of want to just get your tarot cards and then we can get into this. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1 on the next chapter of their life? We have the 9 of Cups here. And happiness. Wow. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1 in regards to their next chapter? The Hanged Man. These are kind of similar energies here, the Hanged Man and the Two of Swords, but they are, the Two of Swords is reversed. Interesting. Can I get one more card? Thank you. The Four of Cups. And we have the High Priestess at the bottom. Again, lots of feminine energy here with the moon, the High Priestess. Sita and Durga are also feminine energies. Okay, so I want to start off with this whale card here because this is the energy to embody in order to enter this next chapter. With whale, it's giving me the feeling of embodying the energy of taking up space, of being bold, of expressing yourself, and also not being afraid to dive deeper into things, to ask more questions, to ask deeper questions, to go beyond the surface level, to dive deep into topics that excite you or projects that excite you, to allow yourself to lose track of time and space in hobbies and things and interests that excite you and that you can go really deep into. Topics that fascinate you, dive deep into them, learn as much as you can. Like, this feels like satisfy your craving for deeper knowledge, satisfy your craving for a deeper understanding, because it feels like reaching that emotional depth, reaching that depth in things is going to really help you to enter this next chapter. I feel like it's going to bring more depth into your life. I feel like this goes back to the earlier message that we got, because I feel your mind or your spirit is craving deeper knowledge, deeper understanding. It's craving depth. Also, I feel like if that doesn't apply, I feel like this is about you stepping out of your shell by being more bold and really expressing what's actually coming to your mind, being more expressive of your thoughts and your emotions and how you're feeling, not really holding back. Like, of course, this can be done in a nice way, but still, bottom line, like, express yourself. I feel like is Spirit's advice. Don't bottle things up or close yourself off or sugarcoat what you wanted to actually say. Like, say what you want to say or say what you're meaning to say. So instead of trying to sugarcoat it to keep the peace, I feel like the energy for you to embody is that of somebody who has the courage to act as they wish they would, even if they're scared. So taking courageous actions even when you're scared or even when you're afraid, even when it feels scary. And a good example of this that's coming through right now is for a people pleaser, it can be extremely scary to set boundaries. But it's only through the setting of those boundaries and actually doing it and sitting with that fear, sitting through that fear and discomfort, that you'll build the courage to continue doing that and to put an end to the people pleasing. So that applies for you as well. I feel Spirit is saying that even if you're not a people pleaser, and that doesn't apply, anything that is causing you fear, but on the other side of that fear is your wish, continue to have the courage to take actions towards your wish, even if it means that you have to face the fear, even if you have to walk through that fear, and even if you're afraid while doing it. don't allow the fear to control you is the biggest thing that's coming through here. And I would also say Spirit is advising you to not place yourself in situations where you're not being valued, or where your value isn't being appreciated, or where you're not feeling like appreciated, respected, valued, seen, heard, whatever, like understood. I feel like Spirit is saying, if you need to address that, address it. But if after addressing it, nothing changes, don't stay in that situation, because staying in that situation is only closing doors for you. It's only creating more feelings of lack inside of you, and it's only causing you to doubt yourself even more. And I also feel like it's keeping you from feeling happy and fulfilled, like having your wish fulfilled. Because your advice for your next chapter, and I really feel like this next chapter is a happy one. It's a bright one. It's one that's very fulfilling for you. But in order to get there, you have to stop placing yourself in situations where you're not valued right now, or you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and be courageous. And despite the fears, take action despite the fears, because if you don't and you allow the fear to control you, then you may never actually step through into this next chapter. You might just stay where you're at. And I feel like that's something that Spirit really wants to emphasize here, is that your next chapter is so beautiful. Don't allow this fear to control you, because it can keep you from experiencing the beautiful things that you want. And I also feel like some advice for your next chapter is to write down, or to get clear on your wish fulfilled. What does that look like for you? And if you've already done that, take some time to evaluate what is in alignment in your current life right now. What is in alignment with your wish fulfilled state, and what isn't? Because by evaluating that, you'll see what needs to change and what actions you can take. Because what I'm getting is, like, you're not a tree. You don't have to stay where you're at. You can move. You can, even if it's a bit difficult, even if it's challenging, you can make it work. You have the strength, you have the abilities. And I really feel Spirit is saying, like, you have the strength within you to move out of any situation that you don't like. It just may require you to face your fear and overcome that fear, and realize that that fear is never stronger than you, and you don't have to let it control you. I also keep hearing no nonsense. So, like, I think for you, no longer putting up with nonsense. And what I mean by nonsense is, like, things that disrespect your boundaries, things that are not beneficial to you, things that hurt you or you don't like. That's what I mean. So behaviors that people act towards you, not putting up with that anymore. Setting your boundaries. People learn to treat you based on what you accept from them. And if you continue to accept poor behavior from people, they're going to treat you in that way. But if you no longer accept that, and you don't have to set boundaries or be disrespectful, you can do this in a kind, respectful manner too, but firm. Like, just because you're being firm doesn't mean you have to be disrespectful. And I feel like honoring that and being able to set those boundaries is going to really help you a lot. It's going to put you in a happier mood, because less people are disrespecting you, or less people are draining your energy. I do feel like there might be a few people in your life who drain your energy, and I think establishing those boundaries and embodying this energy of the whale, of, like, speaking your mind, taking up space, allowing your emotions to be expressed in a, like, grounded and healthy way, will really help you to return to this space of happiness. Because once you do that, I don't feel people can really take advantage of you or drain you of your energy, because you've now, like, set those boundaries in place, so your energy isn't just being leaked everywhere. anyways, going back to this advice, I feel like figuring out what needs to change in your life by writing down your wish fulfilled state and then evaluating what is in alignment with that currently and what isn't, is going to give you clarity on what you need to do, your next steps, and how you can what decisions that you need to make. I feel like it's going to help you with the clarity that you're looking for. I feel like your biggest advice from Spirit is to no longer allow the fear to control you, because it seems like your path ahead is very clear. The opportunities are there. The path ahead is very clear to your next chapter. But it's on the other side of this fear. Whatever it is that you're fearing, whether it's fearing taking a bold step, making a bold move, presenting yourself in a certain way, or whatever the case may be, this seems like it could be like small things and subtle things in your life. The example that's coming through to just help paint this picture is, let's say you're desiring a relationship. So you set up an online dating profile, and your personality might be actually kind of quirky and funny, and like you might have all these different things in your personality, but you want to appear a certain way to keep yourself safe in this box, you know, out of your fear of being rejected or whatever fear comes up. So then you write this super professional like information, or you answer questions in a really super professional way, which doesn't actually allow your personality to shine through. And so it's less likely to align you with the right people that you actually want to bring in, who you actually want to connect with. You're more likely to align yourself with people who aren't actually in alignment with you. So then you're not going to feel satisfied. Whereas if you allow your personality to shine through and you overcome that fear, and you don't allow that fear to control you, you're more likely to actually, answer the questions in the way that feels most natural to you, and then align yourself with the people that you connect with most. I hope that's making sense, but that's the example that's coming through here to paint this picture, but that could apply to anything. Really, Spirit is saying for you to overcome this fear, because this fear is the thing that's holding you back from your next chapter. And overcoming it, being bold, allowing your true personality to shine through, allowing yourself to step out of that fear and step out of that box, no longer boxing yourself in. Those are the things that are going to bring you to your next chapter, because the path ahead is already clear. The path ahead is already there. And I think that's why Sita and Durga are here as well, because calling on those energies, it doesn't even matter if you don't believe in the goddesses themselves, or you don't believe in that. It's like the energy of being fierce, of being bold, of being courageous, and the energy of being loyal to the right things, being loyal to your values and who you are, your true personality. Because the thing with Sita is that when her loyalty was really questioned, she passed that test, but when it was questioned again, she left. She wasn't going to allow people to disrespect her. She left the situation when her value wasn't being appreciated and respected. And I feel like calling on those energies of that bold, courageous feminine will really help you enter this next chapter. So pile 1, let's get one last message card from Spirit. Spirit, what last message do you have for pile 1 in regards to this next chapter? That's too many. Spirit, what last advice do you have? Wow. We have clear quartz. And I do want to say that I think a big thing here for you, Spirit is saying, is to remove yourself from situations where you are not being valued, where you are being undervalued, where you're not being respected, or you're not feeling respected and appreciated, where you feel like you have to dim yourself or reduce your capabilities, or maybe your full skills aren't being showcased, or you're just not being valued. I feel like you're really strongly being urged by spirit or encouraged by spirit to remove yourself from those situations. So let's take a look. Clear quartz. Clear quartz is also an amplifier. So I feel like spirit is saying to see what energies you're currently amplifying in your life by seeing what's going on. Like, you can use your current outcomes and the situations in your life to see what energy you're amplifying and what you're being loyal to. What like energies and situations are you being loyal to? And if you're not happy with the outcomes, I feel like it's about switching the energy that you're amplifying, changing directions, and no longer being loyal to the things that are creating the same outcomes in your life. So clear quartz, amplification, magnification, expansion, and growth. When clear quartz spirit appears, it is time to focus on growth and expansion. Whatever you appreciate, love, abundance, or anything else will simply grow by you're observing it and feeling gratitude for it. Are you paying attention to all the good that is in your life? Clear quartz spirit brings the message that you will amplify whatever you focus on. So focus well. Be mindful of what receives the bulk of your notice. Find what is healing and nurturing and what fosters your well-being. Express gratitude for the bounty that is yours, and it will expand. Whatever makes you feel happy and alive, do more of it. Meditate with clear quartz when we desire clarity on any aspect of life. Clear quartz is magnanimous in that it will generously offer up its own energy in order to magnify that of any other stone. Containing only silicone and oxygen, it is the purest of all crystals and is easily programmable with our intentions. So maybe if you have clear quartz, I'm also noticing number 66 is on here. That could be significant for some of you. But if you do have clear quartz, maybe working with clear quartz could be helpful as you enter this next chapter. But I also feel this is about seeing like what you are amplifying by also recognizing, like, if you're going to continue to stay in spaces where you're not being valued, then you're amplifying that feeling of not being valued. Whereas if you're placing yourself in spaces where you are valued and appreciated and where you feel good, then you're going to naturally amplify those feelings as well. So I do feel like spirit is advising you to see what is being amplified in your life based on the actions that you've been taking, or the places and spaces that you've been putting yourself in, and the people that you've been surrounding yourself with, or the treatment that you've been accepting. It feels like by doing that, it's really going to help you gain an understanding of how you can shift out of that. I also feel like this could be giving you deep insight into what beliefs, what your deeper subconscious beliefs are. And maybe that's why we also have whale spirit here. It's like diving deeper into these subconscious beliefs based on what your reality is showing you right now can really help you gain an understanding of what you're amplifying in your life. So pile 1, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you'd like clarity specific to your journey and situation, I offer personal readings and one-on-one help through my website. It's linked in the description box below. If you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 2, how are you doing? You've chosen this desert rose selenite. I'm going to keep your crystal right here, and I would love to know, how do you deal with any resistance that comes up when you are entering a new chapter, or when you're about to enter a new cycle, or when you're trying to shift into a new identity or something like that? How do you deal with that resistance, or what are some of the ways in which you overcome that resistance? If you'd like to hear my answer, you can check out the intro. Now let's get into your cards. So I got like a message before when I was tapping into your reading, and I felt like spirit was advising you to step into your individual energy. And what I mean by that is, like, I feel like you're very good at picking up on other people's energy. I feel like you're very empathic, and you're capable of really feeling other people's energy, connecting with others, building strong bonds and connections with others. But I feel like you might sometimes lose sight of yourself in that process, or sometimes it may lead to you taking on other people's energy and then feeling almost like a sponge, if that makes sense. Like you're absorbing other people's energy and then you are being taken into their state. So like, for example, like if somebody is having a bad day, then it'll like start to rub off on you as well. So that's why I feel like Spirit's advice is for you to really solidify and secure yourself in your own energy, so that you're able to separate yourself from other people. So you're able to like almost create that division without sacrificing your beautiful empathic qualities, or without sacrificing your ability to connect with others. In this way, you're able to connect with others without absorbing their energy as yours. Because I really feel like Spirit doesn't want you to lose your sense of self in this process of building and developing relationships and connections. I also feel like some of you, this could be like ending people pleasing, could help you move into this next chapter, because I feel like your people pleasing is coming from your natural gift of connecting with others and your desire to like create harmony or peace, and while those are beautiful things, I feel like Spirit just wants to make sure you're not sacrificing yourself or absorbing other people's energy so much where yourself is being like there's like the lines are blurred between you and others, if that makes sense. But now let's get into your cards. So we have Lalita Tripura Sundari, we have leadership, the swan being reversed, and then so this card is just the card that I took off the top of the deck after I shuffled it for you. And we have the Ten of Cups, which is a beautiful card to have, because the Ten of Cups talks about ultimate happiness and fulfillment and joy, and having like all that you could desire and more. And it usually shows a family, like a happy family on it. So yeah, I feel like this is really beautiful for you. And let's just pull your tarot cards. And also I wanted to mention that this King of Wands kept popping out to me. Like every time I tried to pick up this deck, this King of Wands kept slipping out. And so somehow this King of Wands is significant to your next chapter. Maybe for some of you, with leadership here, maybe some of you are really being asked to step into a role of leadership in your life. Or maybe you're like being guided to step into a role of leadership, like in your career. Maybe Spirit, for some of you, if you're asking specifically about a career related thing, and I guess even if you're not, Spirit is really encouraging you to like send in applications for positions of leadership, or like work yourself up into a position of leadership, whatever applies best for you, depending on your situation. I feel like this next chapter, one of your advice in order to enter is to start putting yourself in positions of leadership, or to start taking opportunities to lead when they are presented. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2 for their next chapter? What advice do you have for pile 2 in regards to? Thank you. 6 of Cups. We have the 9 of Swords. Thank you. We have the 6 of Swords. And we have the 2 of Swords at the bottom. So this Swan card is where I wanted to start first. This is, I pulled this to see the energy you can embody to enter this next chapter. And because swans are usually like paired, and even on here there's 2 reflecting things back, and this usually reminds me of like twin flame energy. But because it's reversed, I really feel the energy for you to embody in order to enter this next chapter is similar to the message that was coming up earlier of like becoming your own individual, having your own passions, building up your own individual life, like finding hobbies that you enjoy, doing things that you enjoy, really focusing on what do you want out of life? What do you want to do? Not really concerning yourself with others. I really feel like even though you are a really like gifted individual when it comes to relationships, clearly I feel like your ability to connect with people is really deep and really beautiful. I feel like your advice though is to focus on yourself, is to focus on your hobbies, building up a life that you enjoy living, really focusing on you as the individual. Who are you and what do you want out of this life? Like you as the individual, minus all of your connections and all of that, what do you want out of your life? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to surround yourself with? What are the hobbies and activities that you want to do? What are the hobbies and activities that you enjoy? What is the work that you want to do? Things like that. Like I really feel like Spirit is advising you to focus in on you. And now is not really the time, like to enter this next chapter. It's more important for you to refocus your energy back onto you and what you want, rather than focusing on what other people are doing or what other people are desiring and things like that. Like you can still enjoy relationships, of course, and it's beautiful that building connections and having relationships, that's a beautiful thing. But I really feel like to enter this next chapter, it's building a relationship with yourself, solidifying your relationship with yourself, securing yourself, or feeling secure in your relationship with yourself. And in that way, again, it goes back to that original message where you won't be losing yourself in relationship with others because you have this beautiful connection with yourself. You're secure with yourself. And I feel like that's kind of the journey, or that's what Spirit is advising you to focus on and work on, is securing a relationship with yourself, feeling secure internally, and that way you're able to enjoy connections and relationships externally without losing yourself. And with Lalita Tripura Sundari, she's the divine feminine. She's also like the goddess of like sensuality and things like that. So I feel like connecting to your senses and indulging your senses, not depriving them of their needs, will also really help you connect to your life force energy, which is what I feel like is really going to help you not only enter this next chapter, but what Spirit wants you to focus on as you move through this next chapter. That's confirmation. I really feel like tuning into your senses and life force energy, because the other thing I'm getting is like your life force energy is going to be really important for this next chapter. Connecting with it, tuning into it, indulging it through your senses, and really allowing it to build and like strengthen. And I feel like tuning into your senses and life force energy in little things will really help this. Like an example that's coming through just to paint this picture is like if you're sitting down to eat, not just eating and moving through your food and moving on with your life, but like really taking the time to focus in on your food, to taste the food truly and like be present with that experience. I feel like being present with the experience, whatever it is that you're experiencing, whether it's something as simple as eating your dinner or whatever other situation in your life, really being present with that and experiencing it is really going to help you shift into this next chapter. It's going to help you to enter this next chapter, because I feel like it's going to help you move away from other people's energy. It's going to help you to recognize your energy, what you enjoy, how you truly feel, what it feels like to be in your presence. And that way, when you are connecting with others, and if you are, like some of you, I feel like might even be doing spiritual work, or like you might be doing things like that. And if that's the case, if your like work is related to connecting with others, by really coming to understand your own energy and getting a good sense of what your presence feels like and how it feels to be in your presence, you'll be able to separate other people's energy from your own, which will help you, I think, in your work, but also in your own social life and in your life in general. So that way you're able to experience all different types of relationships and connections and talk to many different people without feeling like you're absorbing their energies or feeling drained because you're connecting with too many people. I think it will really help you in that way. And I feel like with this leadership card here, Spirit is advising you to step into that position of leadership in your life, to see yourself as the leader of your life. Like, you get to lead yourself where you want to go. You are in like the driver's seat of your life. And being in the driver's seat, you have control of that wheel and what direction to move it in and how much gas to put and when to brake, and all of that is in your hands. Like, you are truly the driver of your life. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Since you're in the driver's seat, what actions would you take? What places would you see? What choices would you make from that position based on what you desire, where you desire to go, and the destination that you desire to reach? But this leadership card really makes me feel like you're being asked to start to see yourself as the driver of your car. Like, you are the one in the driver's seat. Where do you want to go and what do you want to do from there? I'm also now just hearing like, sometimes, so when it comes to this next chapter, sometimes the path ahead isn't fully clear. But if you just sit in a parked car trying to map out the entire road ahead, you're not going to make much progress. Sometimes we have to get in the car and get going and like have a general understanding of the direction, but like start driving and then figure it out as we're moving. Because if we're just parked, you're not going to get there. You kind of have to get that car into motion. That's also coming through here. So like, a parked car isn't going anywhere. And I feel like Spirit's advice for you is to get things into motion. And as you start to take actions, the next steps will present themselves. Also feel like Spirit is advising you to connect deeper to your inner child, to connect and work with your inner child, to hear and to see what needs your inner child has that weren't fulfilled that you can now fulfill. I feel like working with your inner child, connecting to your inner child is also going to help you to start to feel more secure in your own energy, because it may be from a childhood place that you've learned to take on the energy of others, learn to anticipate the energy around you and conform to that in order to keep safety, or in order to keep peace, or in order to keep things flowing smoothly, or in order to connect with others. You know, that may be a learned thing from your childhood. And I feel like connecting to your inner child, seeing what needs were unfulfilled then that you can now fulfill, is going to really help you to enter this next chapter. I really feel like this next chapter, you're going to be around a lot of people. I feel like relationships and things like that are really being highlighted in this next chapter. And that's why right now, working on solidifying and securing yourself, feeling secure in your own energy, is going to help you as you move into this next chapter. That way you're connecting, like we said, you're connecting with people without taking on their energies, and you're no longer conforming to other people. And even with Lalita here too, it's like the energy of Lalita is being your own unique self. Enjoying your own unique things regardless of what the crowd enjoys. The crowd can enjoy one type of food, but if you don't enjoy that, you don't have to walk with the crowd. And I feel like becoming secure in yourself, working on connecting to your inner child and securing yourself in that way, is going to help you to realize that you don't have to walk with the crowd all the time. If you choose to walk with the crowd because they're going somewhere you like, then go ahead. But if they are going to a place you don't like, then you don't have to walk with them. And you won't feel Like you'll feel so much more stronger in yourself and so much more secure to not walk with the crowd, if that makes sense. But like, I really feel this is like, you'll feel more secure allowing your own uniqueness to shine through. And in this way, I feel like you'll be able to build friendships where even if you guys don't share the exact same interests, or that's confirmation, or even if you guys don't have the exact same things that you like, you're able to really understand each other and support who you each are and build a much deeper connection that goes beyond just shared interests, because now you're learning about each other truly, so that you can move away from absorbing other people's chaos or other people's energy, and you can move away from other people's energies without sacrificing your desire for connections, without sacrificing connecting with others. Spirit, what last message or advice do you have for pile 2 in regards to this next chapter? Or yeah, what last advice do you have? Seraphos green quartz. I feel like connecting to your heart space could also be beneficial. Maybe there's some wounds in your heart that need to be released and addressed and connected with, so that could also be stemming from your childhood for some of you, so your heart can open up, so you can feel more free to live life in your way, to kind of like dance to the beat of your own drum and connect with your playful childlike nature. Just have that like joy and zest for life. Let's read the guidebook for this. Life on life's terms, acceptance, I don't know how to read that, but acceptance of our place in the world, heaven on earth, and what is meant to be. As long as we are human, we will face times when the only choice is to accept life on its own terms, but in that acceptance lies a most precious treasure, the gift of now. Surrender to this moment exactly as it is, and your heart will open, releasing what needs to be left behind as you join with the conscious universe on a journey of your own healing. Something wonderful is awaiting you, but first you must be present in what is, so that you can have this experience and receive the gift of recognizing that you are stronger than you know. When the wheel of fortune turns, you may look back on this moment as crucial for your growth. Very often, unanswered prayers and unexpected twists of fate lead to the destiny the heart seeks. Trust now in this process of acceptance. Trust that the conscious universe has your back. I kind of wanted to read this relationship message for you. The rigidity you felt when pushing for what you desired is absent now, as you are coming to accept that what is cannot be changed. At least not yet. This moment must be experienced exactly as it is, so that you may see your relationships with clarity. Being honest about what you can change and what you can't is a big step towards co-creating what you desire and deserve. So be present, let the tears flow, and rest assured that the conscious universe is your ally. There's far more love coming your way than you can even begin to imagine. Seraphos green quartz is a type of quartz only found on the island of Seraphos in Greece. It grows in odd shapes, often reminiscent of plant life. This beautiful crystal can be used for healing the physical body, opening the heart, and connecting to nature and all of life. I do feel like part of this is through this connection to yourself and connecting to your inner child, you may feel less responsible for other people's emotions. You may learn to accept how other people are showing up without feeling like responsible for it, or feeling like you need to change it or change yourself in order to get a different outcome from those people. I feel like it'll help you just see people as they are and accept it, and either accept it enough to be like, okay, I can see this person in my life, or accept that that's who they are, but I don't want to engage with them, or I don't want that person in my life. I feel like it'll help you in that process of deciding who you want in your life and who you don't, by truly seeing who that person is and whether you can connect with them or not. So pile 2, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you'd like clarity specific to your journey and situation, I offer personal readings and one-on-one help through my website. It's linked in the description box below. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 3, how are you doing? You've chosen this rainbow moonstone. I'm going to keep your crystal right here. I would love to know, how do you deal with any resistance that might come up as you are entering a new chapter, or as you are switching into a new version of yourself, or like switching into something new? How do you deal with or overcome the resistance that sometimes comes up? If you'd like to hear my answer, you can check out the intro, but now let's get into your cards. So we have Santosh, Diligence, the Fox, the Star, and this was the Star card is a card that I pulled just off the top of the deck after I was done shuffling. We have the Earthworm and the Fox. Something I'm hearing right off the bat with the Fox and the Earthworm, I pulled these cards to see which, for the other piles we only got one, and for yours we got two, but I pulled it to see the energy to embody in order to enter this next chapter. And the first thing that I'm hearing with that is staying committed to the process, or staying committed to your vision, to your goal, even through the difficult parts, even through the challenging parts, staying committed. So the energy to embody in order to help you enter this next chapter is that of commitment to your goals, commitment to your vision, commitment to your desires, even through the difficult parts, even through the challenging parts. Because I feel like it's that challenging part, it's that like middle part that really makes the story. That's the challenge, is what makes the story, in a way, is what's coming to me. And this feels like being able to stay committed through that is going to be very rewarding for you and help you enter this next chapter. And I also feel like connecting with the beginner's mindset will help you to enter this next chapter. With Santosh here, Santosh means peace, and it's peace through contentment and satisfaction, or just like acceptance. So I feel like what will really help you enter this next chapter is making peace with how far you have come, making peace with your journey so far, and all that you have accomplished, and all the things that you've done, and who you've become in this process, or who you've become because of these experiences that you've had. I feel like Spirit is saying that what will really help you enter this next chapter is starting to observe how far you've already come, and starting to appreciate your journey so far, and how much you have evolved and grown, and like who you have become through this process. I really feel like yours is your pile and your energy, at least so far. We haven't pulled your tarot yet, but it really feels like Spirit's advice to you on this next chapter and entering this next chapter is to focus in on how far along you've already come, where you're at right now, and really enjoy this moment, enjoy and being present with this moment, how far you've come, and remaining committed to your goals, and remaining committed to your long-term vision, or your desires, remaining committed to yourself in a way, but also remaining committed to that big vision that you have for your life, and making peace with how far along you've already come. It feels like being in the moment, really enjoying where you've come and how far you've and all the things that you've accomplished, you know, almost like patting yourself on the back and giving yourself that boost, like cheering yourself on by recognizing how far you've already come. Let's just pull your tarot cards, see what comes up. Ooh, we have the Four of Wands at the bottom. So that is about commitment. Yeah, remaining committed. I feel like remaining committed is really going to help you through this. Maybe so for some of you, your next chapter could involve a large commitment, like a marriage, or committing to buying a new home, or moving, or something like that. So there might be a really large commitment that you're making in this next chapter. And I feel like the energy that will help you enter this next chapter is embracing commitment, embracing stability, embracing security, and also, like I said, committing to the process, committing to the middle part of the process. Like, you have the beginning, which is amazing, you know, you have so much energy, and I feel like that's why this earthworm is here, because it's like to help you preserve that passion that we usually have when we start something. And then there's the end, which is like the outcome that we're desiring, but most of the work happens in the middle. And I feel like Spirit is really emphasizing that middle part. Like, even for a movie or a story or anything, the middle part is the bulk of it. That's like that. Even like a sandwich, the middle part is so important in the sandwich. And I feel like for you, that middle part of the journey is the most important part. And that's where Spirit is encouraging you to focus on, to commit to, and to enjoy. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3 in regards to their next chapter? What advice do you have for pile 3? I also feel like if you can come to enjoy the middle part of your journey, and you can come to enjoy the present moment as you're building whatever it is that you're working on, as you build your dreams out, as you build your life out, if you can come to appreciate and really connect to the middle part and be present with it, it will make the journey less stressful, because and also it'll make it feel less like you're lacking something, because you're being present with each moment and not so much focused on the outcome. Because when we're so focused on the outcome, we can start to notice that we don't have it yet, and it creates more lack in our life. Whereas if we can enjoy where we're at, still with our goal in mind, but just enjoy each moment as it comes, it creates less of that lack. And in fact, it makes the journey a bit more smooth. Like, if you think about going on a drive, or if you're like, if you're taking a drive or you're doing a road trip, if your focus is entirely on the destination, that road trip all of a sudden might start to feel longer and longer, because you're always going to be like, oh, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Or how close are we? How close are we? Like, you start to get into that state, which is kind of like stressful and panicky. Whereas if you just enjoy each stage of your road trip and you just enjoy the journey, knowing that you're getting to your destination, the journey becomes more enjoyable. There's less stress on, are we getting to there? Or like, how long is it going to get? And blah, blah, blah. It's more of like, I'm just going to enjoy this journey and we're going to get there eventually. So I really feel like Spirit is encouraging you to just remain present and enjoy this part and this stage in your journey. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3 on their next chapter? We have the Ace of Wands. I love how this is coming up, because this is also kind of like a beginner's mindset, in the sense of the passion that a beginner brings to a new project, or the passion you bring to a new project, or the passion you bring to a new pursuit. And we were talking about embracing that passion while being able to remain focused on the middle part. What advice? Thank you. And we have 2 sevens here. So the 7 of Cups came reversed, and we have the 7 of Swords, which is, 77 might be significant. You may be seeing, wow, I'm just remembering now, I've been seeing 77 a lot, especially as I tap in to do my readings, especially for YouTube specifically. I've been noticing 77 a lot coming up. I feel like I've mentioned it in several different piles. in the last few readings, but for you 77 seems significant. It could be a number you're seeing a lot, or maybe as you start to enter this next chapter, it might be a number you're seeing a lot. 77 is also a really spiritual number because 7 itself is a very spiritual number. So maybe you want to look that number up, and there might be an additional message there for you, and if you feel called to it, you can leave that in the comment section below. But we have the the Three of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Cups being reversed. I really feel like Spirit's advice for you is to keep going. Whatever you're working on, whether that's like your life in general, building out a specific life vision, or maybe it's a business or another idea or a project or whatever it is that you're working on, or something completely different, another goal, whatever goal you're working on, whatever it is that you're building, keep going, because it seems like you're making significant progress, even if you don't necessarily see the outcome yet. Like maybe the outcome for you is to be able to run a mile in 6 minutes or something, I don't know, and you've been making all these efforts, and you're putting in a lot of work, and you're like dedicating your time to building yourself up to do that, but you haven't quite reached that final outcome yet. You haven't met that goal, but you've made a lot of progress along the way. So if you focus too much on the goal, the progress that you've made along the way might seem insignificant. But if you break the goal down and you stop focusing on the ultimate goal and the ultimate outcome, you'll start to see how much progress you've made, and it'll motivate you to continue going. I feel like that's Spirit's biggest advice here, is to not give up, because you've already made extreme amounts of progress, you just don't see it yet. Or maybe it's that you can see the progress, but compared to the ultimate goal, it might seem insignificant. But that's not fair, because the ultimate goal might be a little bit large, you know? And sometimes in order to get there, like, again, another example that's coming to me just to help paint this picture is if your ultimate goal is to build a 3-story home, and you're still working on the foundation of that, and you keep comparing it to the 3rd story, like it's not there yet, you keep comparing it to the ultimate complete vision, and you feel like you're failing or you're not progressing or this and that, it's not fair on you, because that process takes time to unfold. Like you're building a 3-story home, you're gonna need to take the time to build each level properly, securely, stably. You know, it's not fair to compare your current progress to the outcome all the time. Like, of course, sometimes it helps you gain a good understanding of how far along you are, but if you keep comparing it to that, it can really dampen the mood, or be like, it can unmotivate you or make you feel like you're not progressing. And I really feel that Spirit is coming through strongly to be like, pile 3, you are progressing, you are making strides, and your goals are happening. Like, it is progressing, it's just maybe the outcome hasn't happened yet, and that's quite okay. Like, you will get there. Keep going, and don't make the outcome your priority, but maybe you need to break the goal down into smaller steps and make each small step the priority, so it keeps you motivated, and it keeps you in this beginner's mindset. It keeps you refreshed and like passionate about this. It keeps the spark alive. Even with the 7 of Cups being reversed here, usually the 7 of Cups is somebody looking to place their energy in a different cup, not knowing which direction to move in, being unsure, and having options. For you, I feel like you're already on the right path. You're moving exactly how you need to be. You're on the right path to your goals. This is not about changing your path or changing directions. Maybe there's subtle tweaks that you can make, but overall, I feel like you're on the right path, and this is about sticking with that, not doubting yourself. And the biggest way to not allow that doubt to creep in is to remove the focus from the ultimate outcome and vision, and to refocus on smaller goals, smaller steps, like baby steps. I feel like that's really going to be helpful. It'll give you a sense of achievement and progress. So like, again, if you're looking to run that mile, instead of thinking of it as like, I need to run the mile in 6 minutes, breaking it down by distance rather than time. And eventually your distance will increase and you'll be able to do it in a shorter amount of time or something like that. But this could apply to any goal that you have. I just feel like breaking it down into baby steps. Let's say you're trying to build a business. Instead of, thinking about the ultimate vision for your business all the time, like, yeah, you have that, but then break it down into mini goals, mini achievements, mini milestones that you can work towards. That will keep you more motivated, more engaged, and it will reduce the feelings of lack, because you're already on the right path. You're already building, like Spirit is saying, that you're already building yourself up. You're already building this up towards this goal, and the progress you've made is not insignificant. You may not be at the exact goal yet. The outcome might not be what you've desired fully yet, but the progress you've made is not insignificant. You've made extreme amounts of progress. So I feel like it's also about like depedestalizing, that's not a word, taking the outcome off a pedestal is also going to help you. Remain committed to the process, remain committed to your goal, instead of feeling like it's this big lofty thing that's unattainable in a way. Because Spirit really wants you to know, like, pile 3, you are on the right track. You're doing what you need to do. Keep going. Like, you've been making a lot of strides. Again, even if it feels insignificant, it is not insignificant. Your progress is not insignificant. I'm also getting emotional, so I feel like maybe for some of you this has been a long time, like it's been taking a long time to uncover, it's been taking a long time to progress, but you're doing it. The progress is happening, and Spirit wants to encourage you to keep going. I also feel like this next chapter is, like we said, there's like a big commitment that you're making, or maybe you're making that and that's what's helping you to enter this next chapter. Either way, I feel like this next chapter is like there's a solid commitment that you've made, and like we saw with the 4 of Wands, that's like home, stability, foundation. So this is like you're building the foundation now, and then this next chapter is adding on it. So I feel like becoming comfortable with committing and being committed to the process is really going to help you as you enter this next chapter or this next level in whatever goals that you have. Because for some of you, I feel like this could be a goal, like the example that had come through earlier about running. It could be a goal that you're working on, and maybe you're feeling a bit down because you're not seeing the results yet. And Spirit is wanting to encourage you that you're actually getting there. And this next chapter is really just a next level in that journey or in your goals. For others of you, this is literally a next chapter where you're committing to something much larger, or you're making a pretty deep commitment that is going to still require effort on your part. And I feel like that's why remaining committed to the building up of your dreams and your goals and your desires is really important, because in this next chapter you might be maintaining that goal, right? Like if the goal was a business, this is the building stage of that. The next chapter is the maintaining stage of that, and so you have to maintain that. Or even if it's something as running, like this is the building up to being able to run a mile in 6 minutes. The next chapter is advancing on that or maintaining that, and being able to remain committed to the process is going to help you maintain it as in that next chapter. Or if this deals with a relationship, maybe you're building yourself up, maybe you're building your life up to be able to hold space for a relationship. And the next chapter is being committed and committing to that relationship and being able to maintain it. So apply it to whatever situation it is for you. But this next chapter seems like it's about maintaining whatever it is you're working on right now. And that's why it's really important for you to remain committed to this process, remain committed to your goals, because you are building it up, and that commitment is going to help you so much in the next chapter. So now let's get your last card from Spirit. Spirit, what last message do you have for pile 3 in regards to this next chapter? Whoa. We have rhodonite, which rhodonite I know is a really good stone for heart healing, connecting with your heart and healing through any like pains from the past. Also, I feel like it helps you remain open-hearted, and I think that's gonna I feel like that energy of being able to remain open will help you not feel down on yourself as you're working to this goal or working up to this ultimate vision. But let me read from the guidebook. Harmony in relationships, easily connecting with others, generosity, reciprocity, discovering hidden talents to share with others. Also, it's kind of interesting that we have fox here, and foxes typically represent community. So I do feel like something that could help you is connecting to community. Maybe you just need a community of people who are supporting you in this process, because we also have this 3 of Pentacles here that kind of makes sense too, is that finding a group of people who will help you, like hold you accountable to remain committed, or who you can work towards this goal with together, or you can support each other. I'm also hearing siblings. Maybe for some of you, connecting with your siblings could be really beneficial, but I feel like finding a community that's going to help you remain committed to your goals, or is going to help support you, can be really beneficial to you in this process. Relationships help us to reach our destiny and discover our purpose, and people will come into our lives to be our angels on earth, offering love, encouragement, and resources for building the lives we want for ourselves. Now is the time to Now is the time to connect to others in a spirit of generosity. For rhodonite, Spirit is here to help you form healthy partnerships that benefit everyone. Allies can be invisible or come in unexpected guises, so keep your eyes open. Listen to that little voice inside nudging you to reach out and extend a hand to someone you feel a connection to. This person might have invaluable ideas or solutions to offer you, or be the inspiration that helps you to find the courage to move into unfamiliar territory and express gifts you may not have known you had. The conscious universe works through people, so think about connecting today. If not to an old friend or someone you love, then to someone you've been too shy to approach. Heal the belief that you should do it all yourself. We're in this together. We are meant to work in partnership, exchanging our gifts to better the whole world. Rhodonite assists us in identifying our hidden talents. It asks us to embrace them and ascertain how we may use them in heart-based service. This stone reminds us that we each were given a specific gift, and wow, I can't speak today, or actually I can't read today, and we received it in order to share it with the world. So I do feel like connecting to others, connecting to community. First, those of you who are looking to build a business, or who are looking to maybe join a different group, or who have this goal, find people who can help you in that goal. That's going to really benefit you in terms of like relationships. Maybe find other people who are single, who are looking to expand their social network. If you like want to do that, whatever it is for you, find a community. I really feel like that's one of Spirit's advice here, is surround yourself with the supportive community. And even if it can't be a physical community, there's so many communities online that can help to support you as you're working towards your goals, that are in alignment with your goals. So searching for that, finding that is really going to benefit you. Pile 3, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you'd like clarity specific to your journey and situation, I offer personal readings and one-on-one help through my website. It's linked in the description box below. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 4, how are you doing? You've chosen this Botswana agate. I'm going to keep your crystal right here. And I would love to know when you are ready to enter a new chapter, or when a new chapter, a new cycle is about to start for you, or you're trying to bring in a new identity, what are some of the ways in which you overcome the resistance that sometimes pops up during those times, or how do you go about that? If you'd like to hear my answer, you can check out the intro. And I also wanted to say, I feel like there's some restless energy or some like agitation here, that maybe there's something you need to let go of, or you need to release, or something that needs to like be changed in order to help you enter this next chapter. That was just coming through right now. So let's get into your cards. We have Atma, Wisdom, Horse, and the Four of Swords. So with the horse here, I pulled this card to represent the energy to embody in order to help you enter this next chapter. And because we're in the year of the horse, I feel like this is super synchronistic. But in general, the horse usually represents freedom. I also feel like it's like a fast energy because horses run really quickly, and like horsepower too. It's like really fast. So something about this, along with the message I was getting as soon as I started tapping into your energy, feels like you might need to leave. Like there's a situation I feel like that you're ready to leave behind, to free yourself from. And I feel like intuitively you know it. And the Atma deals with our soul. So at a soul level, you feel it. There's something like your soul is craving. Your soul is desiring something, or it's missing something, or it feels like your soul is craving something in your life. And this something, I feel like you may need to, for some of you may need to sit in, because this, by the way, I feel I'm like all over the place during your reading. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe you feel a bit all over the place. For some of you, you may need to just relax and center yourself. Maybe your soul is craving a bit of stability and peace. For others of you, it could be something else. But this Four of Swords, I pulled it off the top of the deck after I shuffled your tarot deck. And this is giving me the feeling that this next chapter, what Spirit is really advising you to do is to tune in and see what your soul is asking for right now. What does your soul need? Like even with this Wisdom card here, it feels like diving deep into your inner world and seeing what your soul is asking of you right now. I feel like for many of you, your soul is desiring freedom from a certain situation. It's desiring free air, fresh air, a chance to breathe freely, a chance to like run freely and be a little bit wild, and not wild in a reckless way, but wild in the way of like carefree, wild in the way of like freedom. I just need some freedom. I need something like that is coming through. Like your soul has a need that in order to enter this next chapter, I feel like it's really important for you to address this need of your soul and to tune in to hear it and see it and connect with it. So let's see what your tarot cards have to say. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 4 in regards to their next chapter? Like also for some of you, because we have this horse here, we have the Queen of Wands, by the way, but because we have this horse here, I feel like for some of you, this is about creating movement in alignment with your soul's desire. Moving in the direction of your soul's desire. And it almost feels like, you know, with this moon on the third eye for the horse, you intuitively know the direction you need to move in, but maybe something inside of you is holding you back, or maybe you're hesitant. For some of you, you could be moving in that direction. You could be listening to that, and I feel like in that case, maybe this is confirmation, but for many of you, I feel like you might be hesitant to move in the direction of your soul's calling. And it's almost like this horse is, to me, this feels like this horse is actually a spirit guide here to guide you. And listening to that guidance of your soul is going to help you enter this next chapter. So the energy for you to embody in order to enter this next chapter is less about your energy and more about opening up to the guidance that your soul is giving you at this moment. Opening up to and taking action on the guidance that you're receiving. Connecting to your soul and starting to take actions on that. And I feel like part of this is like self-care, taking care of yourself. Staying hydrated is also coming through here. Staying hydrated, making sure you care for your physical body, as well as your soul. Like your soul, I feel partly is asking you to care for your physical body. Give it what it needs. Give it the exercise, the sun, the attention, love, and care that it requires from you, so that you can feel like this Queen of Wands, alive and motivated and full of life, with the energy and vitality you need to move forward, to go through life, you know, and the magnetism in your aura, so you're not pushing things away from you. I also love that we have this 9 of Cups here, because the 9 of Cups is all about wish fulfillment. So I feel like your soul is really calling you. Like, I'm getting 2 different things, or well, they're not different, but I'm getting 2 things. One, it's that your soul is calling you in a direction that is going to feel very fulfilling to you. And it may require you to let go of something that has been holding you back for a while. It may require you to step outside and breathe the fresh air, so to speak. I feel like it's really going to require you to step out of some type of safety net or comfort zone that you may have been in for a while. And it's going to require you to really connect to like the wild and untamed part of your soul to get things going. For others of you, I feel like you have a wish and your soul is trying to direct you in that path, but there's something that you're craving that's like a soul level craving that you're missing right now. And I feel like that's kind of the journey that you're on to discovering what that is. I hope that makes sense. Maybe that's not going to apply for all of you, but Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 4? We have lots of wand cards here. The Knight of Wands. Oh, all right. Then we have the King of Swords at the bottom. Let me grab those cards. Okay, we have the 6 of Pentacles being reversed. And then we have the wow. I love this. And I mean, these are unicorns, but there's a lot of like freedom and horse imagery that's coming through here. For some of you, this year of the horse could be really important and like pivotal, I guess is the word, to your journey. The last year of the horse could have been significant in your life as well. But what I'm getting with this is I feel like Spirit is saying to help you move into this next chapter and to help you in this next chapter. It's really about taking care of and nourishing your soul, nourishing your desires. So something that's coming through here, just to help paint this picture as an example, is like, let's say you struggle with binge watching things, or maybe you struggle with like unhealthy eating habits. That is being born from a desire your soul has that isn't being fulfilled. Like there's something else that's missing, and your body or your mind is trying to fill that missing hole with this distraction, with this food, with this pleasure. And I feel like for you, connecting to what your soul is actually desiring, what you really need in order to feel nourished and supported, will help you truly fill this void and or this hole up. Spirit's advice for you, pile 4, is to connect with your soul. I don't say this often, though it is a very like important and highly like valuable practice, but I feel in your reading specifically that meditation is going to be hugely beneficial for you to enter this next chapter. It's almost like there's so many things that your soul desires to speak to you about, and it's through meditation that you'll unlock the deeper wisdom. Funny, because there's literally the wisdom card here. The deeper wisdom that your soul is trying to give to you, the deeper wisdom that your soul has to express to you and to show you, because there's things that it wants to reveal to you and to like explain to you, that only through connecting with it, only through meditation will you be able to get there. And again, like I don't really say that too often, just because I feel like there's always there's different ways in which we can connect to our soul. But in your case, I really feel like strongly Spirit encouraging you to meditate, encouraging you to slow down your mind, to to calm your energies down. And ironically, it's through that you'll find so much more freedom and so much more energy and vitality. So much more like passion and purpose, and it'll boost you to where you can be like this horse, free and strong and powerful, and have a lot of momentum in your life. I also feel like it will uncage you, even if it seems like it wouldn't, just because, you know, meditation seems like you're quiet, you're not moving really, you're kind of like in your own zone. But it's just in your reading, I feel like Spirit is saying that through meditation you'll actually unlock deeper levels of your own energy, and it's going to like boost your vitality to another level. And I also feel like with this Queen of Wands here, it's going to make you extremely magnetic. Like there's this message coming through that through meditation, you're going to unlock such a deep level of yourself. You're going to unlock deeper aspects of your energy that you may have not tapped into before, but it's going to be so freeing and so liberating for you. And I feel like it's through that freedom, that liberation, that you'll enter this next chapter. So rather than forcing movement, I feel like slowing down, meditating, connecting to your soul is then going to actually activate that movement for you. And with this 10 of Cups being here, I feel like this next chapter, it's going to feel very aligned, very full of life. It's going to bring you that peace that you may have been looking for, while keeping that freedom and that enjoyment and that like wild nature, that zest for life. Like you're not trading in freedom for peace. You're not trading in spontaneity for peace. In fact, I feel like this next chapter is you doing both, is you enjoying both, but it's really being unlocked through your connection with your spirit and your soul, and through this meditation. Like, there's really something here that your soul has to say to you, and that keeps coming through repeatedly, and it's not really, it's going to be unique to each of you, but it's a huge message. Like, your soul has something really strong and powerful to deliver to you that no amount of readings or anything like that is really going to be able to touch on. And I feel like you connecting to that is going to unlock something really deep and profound within you. I don't know, this pile seems like it's really magical. Like, your energy seems magical, and again, like, I don't say that often, but this really does feel magical. And there's something that's like hidden within you that your soul is asking you to unlock through meditation. Through meditation, you're unlocking your own inner magic, your own inner wisdom, your own inner power. And it's really boosting you. It's revitalizing you. It's making you extremely magnetic. And this next chapter, as you're entering it, it's going to feel extremely aligned and magnetic. And I feel like you're going to feel like really alive, like one of those people who, when they walk into the room, eyes turn on them because they're just so alluring, so captivating. Their energy is just so magnetic. And I feel like that's you as you enter into this next chapter. And it comes through this thing that you're unlocking in meditation. Like, Spirit is really advising you and encouraging you to meditate. Get into the practice of meditating, because there's something here that you're unlocking, something really deep and profound that you're unlocking through your meditation and through this meditative state. Wow, I love this for you, pile 4. I do want to mention with this 6 of Pentacles here, there does seem to be, like I was saying earlier in your reading, something that you need to let go of, something that has been draining your energy, something that feels unbalanced and that isn't really contributing to your growth or to your energy. It's kind of draining you. And that could be somebody, an environment, or a habit, a practice, whatever it is for you. Maybe you'll uncover that understanding in meditation, but whatever that is, I feel like there's something here that needs to be let go of and released, because it's not serving you and it's kind of keeping you more agitated. It's contributing to your stress or your agitation. It's not helping you. It's not bringing peace in your life. So yeah, let's get your last message of advice from Spirit. Spirit, what last message for pile 4 do you have in regards to their next chapter? I also feel like taking care of yourself also extends into, like, wow. This was on when I had shuffled, because like in between each pile I shuffled the deck to connect it to each pile, and this was at the bottom. I'm not sure if you noticed it when I picked it up, and I was even thinking, I was like, I wonder if this card's gonna come out, and it did. So yeah, I'll read from the guidebook, but let me finish what I was saying earlier. Is I feel like taking care of yourself and pouring into yourself, it goes beyond just like what your energy needs, what your mind needs. It's what your body needs. I feel like physically, there's maybe more activity that you need, or maybe you need something physically, like your physical body needs something in order to feel healthy, in order to feel happy and revitalized. And so moving beyond just like taking care of your spiritual health and your mental and emotional health, this feels like prioritizing and taking care of your physical health as well, and seeing what your physical body needs. But let me read for Big Spite Spirit. I also feel like because this is number 9, and 9s deal with like ending, and then you have this 10 of Cups here, and we saw the 9 of Cups as well. I feel like you're coming to a like to a pivotal, like I feel like you're coming to the end of a specific cycle or chapter. I guess that makes sense with this reading in your life. So it's really important right now for you to connect, because it does seem like you're like at a precipice and you're like ready to close out something old from your life. You're ready to move into something new. There's an old cycle closing out, and that's why it's really important, and that's why I guess Spirit keeps emphasizing to meditate and connect, because this is like a really important time for you. So we have drive, courage, full speed ahead, spirited action. There's a time to hesitate and a time to move forward with conviction, courage, and total determination. And whatever it is, by the way, that because I was mentioning earlier that there seems to be something you're hesitating from moving on from, or you're hesitating on taking action on, or something like that, that you've been feeling called to do, but you might be hesitating. I feel like this is your sign to do that. And that time is now. Big Spy Spirit has arrived to tell you to take a deep breath and move full speed ahead with forceful action on behalf of your own healing. Be fierce as you push through obstacles with laser focus, for nothing will stand in your way. You are meant to feel driven at this moment, to break free of the chains binding you to unhealthy patterns. Advocate for yourself unapologetically and be unshakable in your belief that you are worthy of achieving your goal. The conscious universe, the force that propels you, is always there for you as your ally. Now is the time for fearless action. Sail on. Big Spy is a rare red form of beryl. Due to its rarity, only small specimens can generally be found. However, even a little piece packs a big punch. Big Spy is an excellent stone to increase self-esteem while simultaneously giving us the courage and energy to take action on our own behalf. So I definitely feel like there's an action to be had here, but tuning in and meditating is going to unlock those answers for you. Pile 4, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you'd like clarity specific to your journey and situation, I offer personal readings and one-on-one help through my website. It's linked in the description box below. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye.